guys, welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
It's time for our August budget update.
Very busy for me. I worked almost every day of the month. I had a stretch where I worked for 15 days in a row. I wasn't so happy about it.
He was literally gone every single day. And when he wasn't working, he was doing clinical trials. So he worked his butt off in August, and it definitely paid off, literally.
Finally got some rest, but it helped our budget, that's for sure.
He also received a bonus, which was really cool. And I also started babysitting a couple weeks ago. So in August, yeah, it was like in the middle of August, I started babysitting my friend's son. We decided to put Owen in a Mother's Day Out program through our church. And the babysitting that I'm doing covers the cost of that. And then we also get a little bit of extra from it. The reason we were holding back on putting Owen in it is because we thought he was doing pretty well on his verbal and social skills, but when I talked to my aunt, who is a speech pathologist, he's not doing so well when it comes to the speech and the social skills, so we decided to go ahead and do it. It's worth, in the long run, it's better for him to go to this. When we subtract the amount that we owe each month for Mother's Day Out, which is $175, we still are gaining per month because of the babysitting. We're not obviously making as much as we would be with me babysitting, but like I said, it's just worth it for us and our son's growing skills. So
cheaper now than going to a speech therapist for years after this.
True that. I do have JBF, which stands for Just Between Friends. I don't know if any of you moms have heard of that, but they go from city to city, and it's a huge consignment sale for kids. Ranging, I think it goes all the way to like size 14, 16. Now there's not as much for that size. It's mainly geared towards like 5 and under. But if you have a chance to look and see if it comes to your city, definitely go to that. I buy all of the kids' clothes there. They do it twice a year. Once in the spring, once in the fall. So like, it's this Sunday. So this Sunday when I go, I'll buy all of their winter clothes all the way through like the beginning of spring. And then when spring comes, JBF comes again, and then I buy all their spring and summer clothes. It's just a perfect cycle. And we end up spending like $50 per child on their entire wardrobe. So if you have a chance to go to JBF, definitely do it. It's totally worth it.
And they go to pretty much all major cities.
Yeah, I believe so.
No, we don't know all of them because we just live here.
They're on Facebook. Just look Just Between Friends and then search your city or just Google it. But I've been going now since Owen was born, and he's going to be 3 in November. It's definitely worth looking at.
On a side note, I'm still looking for my permanent new job.
Yeah. Did we tell them in the last video that we had an interview and all that stuff?
No, honestly.
Well,
my current job expires on September 24th, then I'll stay on their PRN, but we're trying to find a new full-time one long-term.
Explain to them what all that is. Like, it expires because he gave his job a 2-month notice because he had another job lined up, and it literally fell out of his fingertips. So that's kind of a little bummer right there, but he will stay at Care Now as a PRN, which he just said, but what that means is he'll be there as a part-time on-call kind of thing, which they always need people, so
not so much on call, but if I want to work a day, I can just, and it's open, I can just sign up. I don't have to work.
Right, like you're going to be filling open shifts. That's why I say on call.
Yeah.
But we're a little bit stressed out right now just because he doesn't have another job lined up, but everything's falling into place, I guess. He possibly has an interview this week with a little clinic down the street, so
we're waiting and seeing.
Keep us in your prayers, please. Okay, so I wanted to mention real quick that for those of you who have been following my YouTube channel for a couple years now, you've seen that I sponsor a child in India through an orphanage. that's owned by Mission Reality, and I'll leave their link below just to show you guys who they are and what they're all about. But really, they sponsor a widow colony, a leper colony, an orphanage in India. Long story short, I have the opportunity to go meet my son, who I've sponsored now for 2 years, and I am super, super excited, and that's going to be coming up in January. We've been prepared for this, I guess, for a few months now. We weren't sure if I was going to go or not, but it kind of just fell into place, and the cost of it's going to be about $3,000, and that's just for plane tickets and hotel stay and food. I'm going to be having to pay a little bit more than everybody else because this is my first time out of the country that's not been on a cruise. So that means I have to get my passport, a visa, a visiting, like tourist visa, as well as vaccines, because I'm going into a country that has diseases, as well as luggage, plastic luggage, because apparently you can't bring, I mean, you can bring cloth luggage, but it's going to stink because India doesn't have sewage, like pipes and stuff like we do.
Yeah.
But not to get too off track, what I was going to mention was we've been saving here and there for the trip, and we've got probably about $1,000 of our money set aside, as well as a little over $1,000 raised. I just wanted to mention that I am fundraising some t-shirts. I know a lot of you guys are on a debt-free journey, and I completely understand if you can't afford to buy a t-shirt, but I just want to throw it out there and see if I get any hits on it. Okay, first of all, I realize that going to India is not something that I need to do, but it is something that I want to do because I have been sponsoring him for 2 years, and I really just want to meet him, and I have this opportunity, and it's right before me, and everything's laying out perfectly, so I'm going to take that chance and go.
And writing letters doesn't.
Yeah, writing letters once or twice a year just doesn't cut it for me, and I just want to see his little face and kiss on him and hug on him. So with that being said, we realize that we pay a good chunk towards our debt each month.
So as she was mentioning, we don't want to come across as greedy by any means. We're not rich. We're trying to pay off a lot of debt. We are actively contributing from our own bank account each month to set aside amount so that she can go on this trip. But we're partnering with people around us so that they can help us in this journey so we don't become more in debt. So she can also see her son, and so that we can also spread the word.
Yeah, raise awareness.
Wearing these shirts, people have a conversation with you. They ask you, what's this about? You know, if we can do this just to have one more person sponsor a kid, then we've already changed one kid's life. And then his children that he has, so we're affecting a whole generation just by getting people to talk and see about it.
There's a ton of children that still need to be sponsored, as well as widows and lepers. So even just getting Mission Reality out in the world or out in the YouTube world. But the whole point of us mentioning is that we are fundraising t-shirts, and they're only $20 a piece, and it helps me with my India trip. So if anyone feels the need to buy a t-shirt, there's 6 different colors to choose from. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you can't contribute, you can share the link. That helps. But so on that note, I guess we'll show you the board.
Alright, so for the month of August, this is including a bonus paycheck and all the freaking hard work that he did for the month of August. So our goal was $1,200, and we paid off $3,941. Alright, so that leaves us with the amount of, let's see here, $45,196 of remaining debt. And for, where's my blue marker? I don't know where my blue marker is, so I'm just going to have to write in black. For, what is this month? September? September 2016. Our new goal is $3,000. And why is it $3,000, baby?
I'm getting stuff reimbursed from my job after I do the conference in September.
That's right. All right, so that's it. Do you want to say anything else? All right, guys, thank you for joining us once again each month, and we love you. Thank you for all your support, and great job on your journeys, and give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys. Bye.